This is problem 9.3.9. Decide whether the following statement makes sense or is clearly true, or does not make sense or is clearly false. Explain your reasoning. If interest rates stay at 6% APR and I continue to make my monthly $75 deposits into my retirement plan, I should have at least $20,000 saved when I retire in 20 years. And I want to read this as the statement, and then there's a drop-down window that is either going to say makes sense or does not make sense, and then it will say because I will have, and then you're going to input the amount of money that we've just calculated in my retirement account. Now, we're going to need the formula that was introduced. So we need the formula that was introduced that allows us to calculate what the accumulated amount will be. And that's going to be this formula right here. A is equal to PMT times the quantity 1 plus APR over N raised to the NY power minus 1 all over APR over N. Now, we need to also know what each one of these particular values are, and so we're going to go ahead and use this. A is going to be your accumulated amount. PMT is the payment each period. APR is your percentage rate as a decimal. N is going to be the number of payments per year, and Y is going to be the number of years. Alright, so what I'm going to do is show exactly what we're going to do here. I've got the formula rewritten, and I've got values for each one of the variables. PMT is $75. APR is going to be 0.06 because that's 6% as a decimal. N is equal to 12 since we are making that $75 payment on a monthly basis. And Y is going to be 20 since that is how long that we want to make payments into this account and to accumulate value. So what I've done is I've gone ahead and written the formula with all these numbers inputted into it. Notice that I have used a series of nested parentheses here. This one out here is going to be the largest set of nested parentheses, and then I have two sets of nested parentheses in the numerator, and I have a nested parentheses in the denominator. And I'm going to type this exactly the way it's written into my calculator. And I'm going to use something called web2.0calc.com. And it is a web-based calculator. I'm going to go ahead and copy in the actual web address. And I'll place it right here for you. And there you go. Now let's bring in the calculator and let's go ahead and punch these numbers in. So the first thing I want to do, and I can use either keyboard input or I can use the keys here by using my mouse. And I'm going to start to punch this in. I'm going to have 75 times. And then I'm going to open my first set of nested parentheses. Then I'm going to open a second set, and then finally a third set, because you'll notice that I've got one right here, a second one here, and a third one here. Then I'm going to start typing in everything that we need to input, which is going to be 1 plus 0.06 divided by 12. So I have 1 plus, and now I'm going to open another set of nested parentheses, and I'm going to type in 0.06 divide 12, and I will close those parentheses. Then I'm going to go ahead and close my next set of parentheses. And you'll notice that I did not originally have a set of nested parentheses right around this, but I'm going to go ahead and draw that in because I think ultimately it's going to make things a little bit easier here. And so now I close the parentheses, and now I'm going to use my exponent key. And I'm going to raise this, and let me show you again, to the 12 times 20 power. So let me scroll this back in, open parentheses, 12 times 20. And what you're going to notice is above here, you can see all this stuff being typed in, and it's going to be in the same format as what I have written in my notes here. And now we're going to subtract 1, and you'll see how it's sitting there. And then I'm going to go ahead and close a set of parentheses. and I'm going to divide by, and then I'm going to open another set of parentheses, and that's going to be 0.06. Oops, let's back up a little bit. And that should be 0.06. And then I'm going to divide by 12. And I'm going to close that set of parentheses. And you'll see that I'm done. So I'm going to go ahead and click equals or hit the enter key. And I end up with this. Now, this answer right here is exactly what I'm looking for. But you'll also notice that it's up here in the display. So I'm looking at $34,653 and roughly 7 cents. So let's go ahead and write that down as what this is equal to. And so I have 34,653 and 7 cents. So now I can look at this and I say, yes, I can answer this. What can I do? Well, let's go ahead and look at your answer. Bring this over. And this says, decide whether the following statement makes sense. Well, we're looking to be at least $20,000. So the statement does make sense because I'm going to have, or the person in the problem is going to have, $34,653 and 7 cents. And it says round to the nearest cent. And now I'm going to go ahead and check my answer. And we'll see that it says well done. And that's how you do that particular problem.